back on East Beach, the site of the shoot of our very first video for Presidio Vision. And we're back here at PresidioSports.com on the eve of the 2010 AVP Santa Barbara Tournament. Joining me right now, once again, the subject of that first video, Todd Rogers. Of course, the website has grown a lot since then. Todd's still about 6'2", 6'3". But Todd, good to have you with us again.
Thank you very much for having me, Blake.
Well, first of all, let's talk about last weekend. The last time we joined you on the beach here, you were coming off of a big overseas win in Beijing, gold medal. Now you're coming off your first win in Brazil. What was that like, and what was the atmosphere like, and what a notch, feather in your cap is that?
It is actually a feather in the cap. It's something that I'd never done, nor had Phil. We've never won in Brazil, and to win in Brazil means you're playing the best because they get more teams in the main draw because they're the host country and stuff. And Brazil, along with the United States, has the best teams in beach volleyball, as you know. So to be able to say that we won in Brazil, that means something because you played the best. And hopefully we can build off of that and into Santa Barbara.
Now, I heard you were dealing with some good heckling down there from the Brazilians. What do you expect out of the Santa Barbara fans? This is your chance to appeal for some rowdy support.
Yeah, I hope to get a lot of the friends and family and people that I've known throughout the community for the last 36 plus years that I've been alive to come out and support. And yeah, Brazil's a little bit rough. Brazilian fans are always out there pushing the envelope, if you will. But I should have the support to this coming weekend.
We'll do our best for you. First AVP event 2 weeks ago, you had a tie, kind of a rain out there, and you tied with Nick Lucena and Matt Fergbringer. That's a great team. Lucena, a physical specimen. So you have Gib and Rosie, and those two. Who else do you see as your big competition this year on the AVP?
Well, of course, those two will definitely be in the mix, as they always are. And then John and Sean, who were our biggest rival last year, beating us in a bunch of finals, and I think playing us to about even over the course of the year. So those three teams, and then Brad Keenan and Casey Jennings, Nick's and Matt's old partners from last year. They've been playing some pretty good ball. They haven't taken the greatest finishes, 7th and a 9th in Brazil, but they've been playing some pretty good ball, losing to really tough teams. So I expect them to be in the mix as well.
There's a bit of a regime change this year in the AVP, and you have a really true volleyball guy, one of the legends of the sport, Mike Todd, with his signature on the balls, if you will, as the commissioner. What does that bring, and what are the changes you see under him?
Well, Mike just came on board, I think, 2 months ago or somewhere in that time frame, so it's a little too early to tell. I think Mike is a great person and has a fantastic pedigree as far as his volleyball resume. I mean, 75 open wins, a silver medal, and just really one of the legends of the game for all time. So I have a tremendous amount of respect for Mike, and time will tell how he can make a difference in the front office. Well, I know he made a big difference on the beach, and hopefully he can make the same kind of difference working in the office as he did on the beach.
A big part of tournaments is the Thursday qualifiers tournament. Obviously, you don't have to bother with that anymore, but way back when, a decade or more ago, you were playing in qualifiers, and we have one going on here in Santa Barbara. It's really kind of the locals tournament. How important is it, and what does it add to an event to really have that qualifiers bracket to start with?
Well, it does give the opportunity for all the local teams that don't really travel around but are still high-level AAA players, maybe former pros or aspiring pros. It gives them a chance to go out and play against a lot of the guys that do travel around and play in the qualifier tour. And you never know. It always seems like every year 1 or 2 random Santa Barbara teams ends up in the main draw, and everyone cheers for them. And they usually, have a big rowdy cheering section. It's a lot of fun.
Sounds like you're talking about Ben Koski and Jeff Mink in that one.
That's one of them. But I do remember when. Who was it? Blake Cantrell played with Tim, I think it was, or I think it was Tim. And that was a complete random. No one expected them to even qualify, and they did, and it was pretty cool.
Tim Nesselrode, of course.
Yeah.
Let's go to the women's side of things. Misty May Trainer is back. Carrie Walsh dealing with motherhood. But how good is it to see Misty back after that crazy accident on Dancing with the Stars, and what does she bring to the women's side?
It's great to see her back. She was sorely missed last year. Carrie, of course, was missed last year for most of the year and will be missed again most of the year this year. It's just good to see her back as far as her physical form. She's still able to move around the sand at a fantastic rate. Still has all the instincts and the competitive fire and whatnot. They won the first event in Fort Lauderdale. Didn't play so well in Brazil, but it's good to have her back. She's still, I don't think, at 100%. And she's got a new partner, so it's kind of a work in progress. I don't think they'll be as dominant as Carrie and Misty were, but you got to remember Carrie and Misty played for 8 or 9 years together, so it's kind of, they had that chemistry. Nicole's a fantastic player. I expect them to always be at the very least in the semis, if not in the finals, and winning a vast majority of events.
Maybe just a little more parity to make it a little more exciting this time around.
Yeah.
Your partner, obviously, Phil Dalhauser, still the most dominant player physically that's going to be out there. Where are you guys this year? Any changes from a couple years ago and how you guys are playing, how you're training, or is it if it ain't broke, don't fix it kind of deal?
For the most part, it's if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Phil's still getting better. I think his knowledge of the game is still or increasing, I should say. We're playing pretty well right now, actually, especially for the beginning of the season. The last 2 events, we were kind of pleasantly surprised how well we've been playing. Between 08, 09, that off season after the Olympics, it wasn't much of an off season for us. And 09 was a real struggle as far as just mentally grinding it out and physically being tired. This year we had a great off season. Didn't do any volleyball. I surfed a ton. He played his video games and had his mellow time. And I'm pretty excited to be playing this year. And last year I just didn't feel that way.
And we've heard you say it before, but the importance of Santa Barbara and playing in front of friends and family.
It's the best, being able to sleep in your own bed, seeing all the faces come out, a lot of them that you haven't seen in a long time, friends and teachers and whoever else. Just makes it that much funner. They can be right there with you.
Now you are going to be back in London to defend your gold medal. Is that true?
Going to try to be.
Going to try to be.
Guarantees.
But now, if you do go back to London, now you've won in Brazil. How about Rio de Janeiro?
Well,
4 years after that.
Oh, no. I will not be shooting 2016. We can cancel that.
So
one
that's
off
off the off the map.
No, it's just I'll be 43 by then or something like that. So I don't have a desire.
Well, if you decided to, my money would be on you, Todd.
Thanks, Doug.
Thanks so much for joining us. Todd Rogers, the best in the business, back on PresidioSports.com and Presidio Vision. Stay tuned to the website all weekend for exclusive coverage on the AVP Santa Barbara tournament. Thanks, Todd.